More than 100 years ago, when construction work began on Pennsylvania's new state capitol, people knew then it would be a spectacular accomplishment. It was designed in the American Renaissance style by Philadelphia architect Joseph Houston. The price tag back then? $13 million. President Theodore Roosevelt was on hand for the dedication that took place on October 4th, 1906. He called it the handsomest building I ever saw. Today it remains the grandest state capitol in America, and we're celebrating its 100th anniversary. The Capitol centerpiece is the spectacular 272-foot, 52-million-pound dome. For 80 years after it was built, it was the tallest building between Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. The design resembles St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. Joseph Houston came up with the idea while caring for his sick brother in Rome.
And while he was there for several months, Houston would take his sketch pad over to St. Peter's and sit and sketch, and he actually wrote down in his book that someday I hope to be able to build a building as grand. And his daughter told me that, Jadelle Hunting, and before she passed away.
Our Capitol Dome.
That's right.
Became patterned after St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican.
Right.
Rome.
That's right.
Senator Mike Opaque is a member of the Capitol Preservation Committee and had the rare opportunity to tour the dome. The tunnel-like passageways inside are remarkable and reflect the quality of work put into the Capitol 100 years ago. Many of the rotunda's design features were borrowed from the Paris Opera House, including the grand staircase and three-tiered gallery. The view from the floor is spectacular. The view from the dome is breathtaking.
We're looking down over the Supreme Court chambers on the 4th floor, and we're looking down on the 2nd floor at the House and the Senate. And of course the governor's reception room is behind the House of Representatives, but I've never seen the Capitol from this view. It's breathtaking.
8 large murals highlight the rotunda and are a tribute to our state's history. They were created by Philadelphia artist Edwin Austin Abbey. 4 of them are circular and 14 feet in circumference. The other 4 are crescent-shaped and measure 88 feet by 22 feet. Walking around the Capitol Dome on the outside is an adventure.
The House of Representatives here.
The views enhance the majesty of the Capitol complex itself. While the entire Capitol is now restored to its original beauty, work continues on the outside. This is a view of State Street from the Capitol Dome. Work is now underway to restore the street to the same look it had when the Capitol was dedicated in 1906.
Opening this street back up and cutting down the trees in the center is now the way that it was in 1906. The only difference here is that there was an obelisk in the middle of 2nd Street that has been relocated up to Italian Lake many years ago because people were running into it with their cars and hitting it. But the Houston envisioned that this avenue here, which is State Street, would actually go across the river over to Wormleysburg. And unfortunately, he was not around when many years later the bridge was built where it is today. But this avenue was to be just like Washington, D.C. when you came into it. Yes. You would see the obelisk, and then you would come through, and when we go to the back, you'll see how beautiful it looks when State Street continues past the Soldier and Sailors Memorial Bridge.
And the view from the east side has a beauty all its own. But it's the building itself that stands as a symbol of our democracy. A tribute to generations past and an inspiration to those who will follow.